Running a music school means juggling multiple tasks, and the right tech tools can make all the difference, or just create more chaos if you're not careful. On this episode of Rock School Proprietor Podcast, Mandy and I are sharing our top 3 technologies that actually make our lives easier. We're talking project management, email marketing, scheduling, and how to make these tools work together to make your life easier and your studio run more smoothly. The best part, many of these platforms have free versions that work perfectly fine for most studios. Stay tuned. I want to talk real quick about instructor training. Training is incredibly time-consuming, and it's actually something I used to avoid because of it. I'd hire a new guitar instructor and basically cross my fingers, hoping for the best. That strategy, or lack of strategy, just wasn't sustainable. My goal now is providing staff with the right tools to teach effectively and feel confident. When I published Complete Guitar Strumming, I did all the hard, time-consuming work in the front end. Along with the book, I've created a free instructor companion guide and training videos to help new instructors learn the material quickly and teach with confidence. These are the exact same training tools I use, and anyone using the book gets access to them. So you don't need to spend hours training your guitar instructors. I've done the heavy lifting for you. Visit rockschoolproprietor.com/book for all the details. Welcome to Rock School Proprietor Podcast. My name is John Kazicki.
And I'm Mandy York.
Mandy, we did an episode not too long ago. It was a Q&A episode, and one of the questions we got was about studio management software and which platform's best. And we talked about a number of them, but it got me thinking about other software that I use in my studio and which software I feel like is so important to how we run the day-to-day of the studio that I'm not sure I could go without at this point.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, man, what if we did an episode? We each chose our top 3 technologies that we use in our studios to run our studios and share those with listeners.
Sounds great. I'm totally into this.
And
I have more than 3 favorites, but I'll pick my top 3.
Okay. I haven't shared which 3 are on my list, and you have not shared which 3 are on your list. So I'm interested to see what functions these platforms serve for our individual studios. Do you want to go? We each share one back and forth?
Yeah, back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. I don't know if these are in any particular order, but just these were the 3 that I thought like, and I originally I was thinking about my studio management software, but I took that off the table because we already talked about that a little bit. So I'm going to talk about other software that I use in my studio that I feel like is so important to run the day-to-day. Number 1 is Trello. Are you familiar with Trello?
I am, yeah. I don't use it, but I'm familiar with it.
Okay. We've been using Trello, man, at this point, the majority of years that Michigan Rock School has been open, we've been using Trello. It's a project management software. And the primary uses for us is really a lot of our administrative functions. So my admin, who is awesome, she kind of jokes like she lives and dies by Trello. She's in Trello all the time. So we use Trello to track student onboarding and all the steps that go along with that. So we have checklists built into the little Trello cards, and it allows us to check off each task because there's a lot of tasks that go along with new student onboarding. So we don't want to miss any of them. So we use it for onboarding and checklists to, track all that. Then new student follow-up. If a student is leaving the studio, very similarly, we have other checklists and Trello cards that help us to track all of that so we're not missing anything. Instructors that need time off, we've got Trello processes for that. Like basically all of our little processes that we repeat often, we use Trello to kind of manage all of that.
Yeah.
Do you have
Nice.
do you have anything similar?
Mm,
Or am I exposing your list of
No.
of softwares?
No, that sounds amazing. We are not as sophisticated, I think, with just me and my admin.
Oh, okay.
With project. We don't use anything. We email. We email all this stuff,
Mhm.
lists. And
Yeah.
I think some of the softwares that I use prompt actions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if somebody,
Gotcha.
So I don't use Trello or any. No, we email. We keep in touch that way. I work side by side with my admin too, which I think
Mhm.
is fun. I haven't always done that with other admin. We spend at least one day a week at the same time in the studio working together. So that's how we touched base on projects and what's happening.
Okay.
Yeah, not as sophisticated as
Well,
Trello.
I don't think it's that sophisticated. And some of these that I'm going to list are, with a lot of these softwares, you've got like the paid version and the free version, and the free version, you can only use certain features. We've been using the free version of Trello for years.
That's good to know. Okay.
And so it doesn't cost us anything. We have all our processes set up. And yeah, there are other features that you get with the paid version, but it seems like every year or so I look at those other features and I think, okay, would this improve how we do things? And I mean, with Trello, it kind of not so much. We've got a good system with it. It doesn't cost us anything, so it's been working great.
That's cool. That's a great tip. I think, like a lot of softwares, there's so many things out there, and you can just get
By the way,
distracted.
is it software plural or softwares plural? Because I feel like we're going to say this word a lot, and I'm like, I don't know if it's software or softwares. Anyway.
I don't think there's an S. That's just what I'm going to say.
Okay.
There's so much software out there.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. And you can get really distracted, by all of the shiny things that the programs can do.
Yes.
Right? And I think whenever you're setting up systems, you have to truly, honestly analyze what you need and what you're going to use.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how I'm set up too. I use the free version of some things. Some things I buy the paid versions, and we, use every piece of it and love it. But
yeah,
that's my pro tip when you're choosing these things. When you're choosing,
such a great point about the shiny objects.
Yeah,
I'm much better at this. I remember years and years ago when I was trying to implement more software to streamline things. I did fall victim to the shiny object syndrome, right? Where every little new thing that this piece of software would do or this piece of software would do, I would think like, oh my gosh, that would be so cool if we did that, and it would solve this problem. But what I realized over time is that oftentimes it was just like one specific problem that it was solving. Mm-hmm. But then it would, then it didn't necessarily do these other things. So, or I would spend all this time playing around with the free version, thinking I was going to solve all these problems, and realize man, I don't know. I think I just wasted a bunch of time.
Yeah, you can really go down the rabbit hole with these. Yeah, for sure. Well,
all right.
Let me tell you mine.
So, why don't you share your first one?
Because I'm going to kind of piggyback off of this too. Well, my first thing is my website. It's just, I use Squarespace. I love Squarespace. My website is really important to me because it's what clients first see. It's what's out there when people are searching. But I love my website because it connects with all of my other softwares so well. I said softwares. whatever. Because it connects so well with all those other programs that I use. And just for example, like text messaging, right? Mm-hmm. That's usually like an add-on for a lot of things, and that's my shiny object. I'm like, man, it would be really nice to just get inside my scheduler or my website, which also holds this information, and click to send a reminder that, so-and-so is sick today and we have to cancel classes.
Yeah.
But I just don't do it enough to spend, I don't even know if I've seen them for $20 a month. I feel like they're usually $30 a month for that service. And it just doesn't seem right to me. So I was so excited when I found this. It's called ClickSend, I believe. ClickSend. It's a pay-as-you-go. It's awesome. I can create groups within it. This isn't on my top 3, but here I am talking about ClickSend. Whatever.
No, this is awesome.
ClickSend. It solved my problem, and I'm just paying as I go. Like, I load $20 into this thing at a time. Now, it takes a little extra work. Every semester, which my semesters are 10 weeks long or so, my admin has to extract the classes from the scheduler and then export them and then import them into ClickSend. Okay, so that's time, right? But really think about, it's not a difficult process. It's an export and import. How much are you paying your admin per hour? And you do it once and then it's there. So instead of succumbing to that shiny object within the programs that I already have and adding to my monthly fees for those things,
right?
I don't cancel classes that often. ClickSend.
That's a great little.
That's a good one.
That's a great little tip. The
I like
pay-as-you-go texting. Nice.
Yeah, because I hadn't seen that anywhere else. Anyway, website is my favorite because I keep it really up to date with photos. It's what the people see, and my business is set up as really a self-serve registration process. So it's got to be really user-friendly. I want my families to come in, see the schedule, sign up for what they want. And then my bulk emailing is something that I use pretty frequently. We call them email blasts, newsletters, whatever. That's integrated with my website. So my website is constantly collecting data. If someone completes a form, they're added to that mailing list. If someone signs up for classes, it's connected to my software, they're added to my mailing list. So among other things that I'll get into, but we're going to go one at a time. So that's my first one. Love the website. It connects with all of my other favorite softwares.
Okay, so to segue into my second question for you, you had mentioned the integration with your website and when you send your email blasts. What email platform are you using for emailing?
Well, I use I have a G Suite or whatever they're calling it these days. Google Business. Okay. So that's that's what I use in the office. And then there's MailChimp and Constant Contact, right, for the newsletters. Prices kept going up. They just kept going up. I used some of them for a while, and then Squarespace developed something. Okay. And so now it's all integrated. I'm already using the software. It was maybe the same, maybe a little less. Maybe they gave me a higher cap, because they'll give you, caps on how many subscribers you can have. One thing I love about this is that my asset library is shared. So whatever kind of assets I put up on my library, on my website, if I'm creating or my admin is creating a newsletter, it shares an asset library. So she can pull those images or whatever it may be and put them into the newsletters. Less downloading, uploading.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of into all in one place, one bill. It's easy.
Yeah. And so the segue is because my second platform that I kind of live and die by is ActiveCampaign. And that's my email marketing software that I use and CRM. And anyone who doesn't know CRM, customer relationship management, I think. Yeah, customer relationship management. Okay, I love ActiveCampaign. Paid version, I think I pay, I think it's $600 annually. That's not in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's that much.
No.
Yeah. also integrated with our website. So when someone fills out the form on the website, it's integrated with ActiveCampaign. So then we've got their information. I've got an email sequence set up so that form triggers the first email in a sequence of a few. That also puts them in like what's called a deal stage, right? So like a sales funnel. So we can track how many emails they've received. Where are they in this process? If we are communicating back and forth with them, we can keep notes. If they schedule a phone call, we can keep notes. So really, really good information about all these prospective clients. And then in that process, if they decide, yep, this is for us, and they're going to sign up, well, then we just take that little contact and we slide it over to a different place in the deal stage, and they're dropped into our registration sequence. So then that triggers another set of emails. And that's all just like for prospects. But then we can use that for communicating with students and like the whole deal, creating groups in our email program and tags to make sure we're contacting the appropriate people based on what they're interested in. I love it. ActiveCampaign is awesome.
ActiveCampaign, cool. I didn't know much about that one.
I should say we're not getting paid anything for talking about these.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah.
If
you want to pay us, let us know. But no.
Yeah. Right. We're not getting paid anything by any of these companies for talking about these platforms.
Yes.
But yeah, so ActiveCampaign, that's the email marketing software that I use. I have used MailChimp. It's decent. I've not used Constant Contact was another one that you mentioned. I mean, there's so many. They all kind of do the same thing.
Yep.
ActiveCampaign is just the one that I've kind of chosen and I enjoy using.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
All right. Okay. Number 2 for you.
Number 2, my scheduling software. This is huge for me. I use Acuity Scheduling. I think I've mentioned this in an episode before.
Mm-hmm.
And I do all group classes, right? So the software is not specific for music schools, I should say, but I think a lot of salons, like health and wellness, yoga, stuff like that, use this software. But it works really well for group classes. I should say I picked it up in like 2015, maybe 16.
Okay.
And started using like a free account. That's why I picked it. Like I researched, it was a free account. We were smaller and it worked for me. I use a paid account now. It's very reasonable. Again, I've rolled this in. Squarespace bought it. Bought Acuity Scheduling. Just by chance, I used both programs and Squarespace bought this one. So I can't say specifically how much it is separate from the website. But it integrates really well with my website.
Of course.
So, yeah. Families can go in, they can see the schedule. Like if they're signing up for a semester, here are all the classes. This class has 1 spot left. This one has 3, etc. I also have different kinds of classes, right? You need to schedule a makeup class. Here's the makeup schedule and what's available in those classes. I offer 3 types of group classes. I can differentiate them. They each look different on the page, which I learned was important as I started adding more offerings. People were signing up kind of for the wrong thing. I can use graphics that make it very clear. This is a baby's class. This is a big kid class, etc. But it's what all of the staff uses. So we can see a week at a glance, all of our scheduling. I can add, when I'm going to be off site so that my employees can see that, Mandy's going to be off at an off site class. The admin can click a class or 2 and email those specific participants, that are registered for that class. I like to use it to pull, if I'm trying to promote something, I want to pull people that have participated in a Rhythm Kids class. What I'm reaching out to them doesn't apply to anyone with tiny babies, so I can, exclude those emails and so I can see a history each. Like I use it as a CRM. I can see each record, what they participated in, which classes they participated in, and contact information, stuff like that.
Okay.
Easy to use. That's why I love it.
Okay. Both, and integration was kind of key with both of the things that you just mentioned with your first two, your website and your scheduling software, and you kind of worked the emailing in there as well. Okay. So number 3 for me is Slack. Do you know about Slack?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Slack, it's funny, I've kind of have a new love of Slack as of late because it's something that we used. I mean, we started using Slack a few years, maybe more than a few, maybe 5 years ago. And we were using it for just internal communication for our band coaches. But recently I sort of reevaluated and thought because we veered away from it. And I thought, Slack was so powerful in connecting all of us. And my staff is bigger now. I mean, we've got, 12 or 13 people on staff. So being able to communicate internally is a big challenge, especially because, we have talked a little bit about communication in the past on previous episodes, but the ease of texting is great. But I do feel like you were mentioning that ClickSend, you were mentioning the texting service. I feel like with my phone, sometimes I just get texts from so many places that things just get lost. Right.
Oh, yeah.
And for me, I'm kind of one of those people where I'm like, I don't want to get texts from anyone other than people I know.
I'm the same way. Totally. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I do not like to opt in to texting from services that I've used or things I've purchased. I don't want to get a text from Target. My wife, on the other hand, she's just like, whatever. But so for me, I'm not into that. So, but I like that Slack is sort of our go-to for internal communication. The big thing we use it for is still communication between our instructors. So when I've got a band coach in a band rehearsal with a group of, say 6 kids, and they're working on whatever they're supposed to work on for that week, well, when they come out of there, each one of those kids has something that they need to focus on and be prepared for the next week. If we leave it to just the kids to make sure they're prepared next week, they likely won't do it. Or if we leave it to the kids to communicate that to their private instructors, there's a 50-50 chance, making up that statistic. But if my band coaches are able to have a direct line of communication to each one of those kids' private instructors, then they can say, hey, here's what we worked on. We worked on this song. We're working on the verse for next week, so make sure everyone's ready for the verse. If any of those private instructors need clarification, is it in the original key that the song is recorded, or are you playing in a different key? Or the voice instructor might say, yeah, I think we should change the key because it's not quite in the singer's range. Can we move it up a half step? All of that communication is important, but what I like that's even better about that communication is all of the instructors who are associated with that group, with those private lesson students, are seeing that conversation. So there's no need to reiterate the information directly to each one of those private instructors who might need it. Everyone's kind of privy to that conversation. So it's sort of like this group share to enhance the experience and get everyone ready for the band rehearsals. So I'm absolutely loving Slack for that. And then we've also been using it for things like announcing staff meetings, and we'll say, hey, this is when we're doing a staff meeting. Here's the Zoom link or whatever, details about our concerts. We can put all that again in our Slack channel for those individual things. And then everyone's got the info. So really liking Slack. And all that information that's flying around, people aren't going to get on a Saturday afternoon when they're like, wherever they are, and then forget about it by Monday. They can go back to Slack and look for that information. Yeah,
I like that. That's really important. That's a big one for you. And I've wondered about that before, actually. Just
about how
what happens in the band rehearsal, translates to the private lessons.
Yeah,
that's
it's a thing. Yeah,
it's important.
If it doesn't happen, like, you haven't seen it, but you've seen it. There have been times when that information has not been traveling, and it definitely impacts the performance and the bands. So, yeah.
Cool.
So, Slack, also using the free version of Slack.
That was my next
We've been able to utilize the features that we need in Slack, and up to this point haven't really needed the features that are included in the paid version. So, big fan of Slack.
Cool. Very good.
All right. What's your third one?
It's not that exciting, but my payment processor.
Oh,
I know.
Wow, boring.
No, but it's so important to me because of my self-serve model that I have. It all just integrates. The families can sign up, they can pay, everything is done. We just have, whenever any of these things happen, whenever someone signs up or completes the form, etc., we get a notification, right? I know when things happen, and I can see the schedules filling, and I can, I massage them here and there, like, oh, that class is kind of full. I like to say I take the temperature of classes.
Yeah.
10 kids per class is kind of average, but maybe 8 of a certain kind of kid, in one class, or depending on the personality types or even the ages, because these groups are mixed age. If I'm heavy on the baby side, I can maybe stretch it to 13 kids. Anyway, so there is some of that massaging that happens, but it's all otherwise very, very automated, self-serve, and I just get the notifications in email. And you mentioned, we've talked about, software before on the podcast, and it's a drag if you're still sending individual invoices or accepting checks. It's just too much when you've got 200 kids. So that's why it made my top 3, because it makes it an awful lot easier.
Okay, question about that, because obviously that's important. Is there a specific payment platform that you think, these are all of these are pretty specific to the platform, but could you switch your payment processor and you're okay? Is it just that you have it, or is it something specific? Okay, gotcha.
It's just that I have it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I actually have 2 payment processors. I started with PayPal 10 years ago, and I found that some people were hesitant to use it. And so I would be getting emails, and then, over the last 10 years, the software that I use has improved. And so I can actually set up my scheduler and website with multiple payment processors.
Yeah.
And my clients can choose which one they want to use. And after I added Square, I still get payments from both. Some people use PayPal, some people use Square, but no one contacts me anymore and says I'd rather not do it this way, or I'm having trouble getting into PayPal. I don't know why. It was a thing that was happening.
Yeah. As an aside, I think PayPal, the name, I think it's stupid. I think that was a mistake, but whatever.
It is what it is.
It doesn't sound legit. When you're talking about finances and money transfers, the word pal in the name just does not sound legitimate.
I wonder where that came from. There has to be an answer to that. But
sure. Also not getting paid from PayPal. Yeah.
Since it was so boring, I'm going to throw out Canva. Since my third software was so boring.
I have a love-hate relationship. I have a love-hate relationship with Canva, but okay.
I love Canva. I use the paid version, and I love it. I love it. We're really good about organizing. We have our whole brand kit in there. So it makes training so much easier when somebody new comes in. These are the colors you can use. These are like our primary logos. And after 10 years, I have been using Canva for 10 years with proper like organization and folders and all that. I don't recreate the wheel anymore at all. You know, we just pull up old projects and, manipulate them to fit whatever we're doing now. Folders full of photos. We talk about photos, how important that is. You know, I take my favorites and they're uploaded to Canva right away so that my admin has access to them for any social media, etc. So
Canva aside, I see there's interesting themes amongst our top software platforms.
I see this.
Yours is integration. Like that's the theme for yours. It's all about integration. Mine's communication.
Communication. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Like I didn't even think about that in the front end, but in retrospect, yeah, your 3 platforms are all about integration. My 3 platforms are all about communication.
Yeah.
I don't know what to take from that, but there you go. Well,
you have more to manage. You have more people to communicate with. You've got, like you said, 12, 13 on your staff.
That could be it. It's like the necessity to communicate with more people. You need tools to communicate. Yours is keeping things streamlined and simple. So those integrations are really powerful and important. So I guess it does. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to do this kind of stuff. I want to spend as little time worrying about what's going on in the back end. I want to be in the classroom and lesson planning, and I'm still excited about all those things. So
that's smart. That's really smart for any of those studio owners out there who do like to teach and want to teach a lot. I think those are really great points. Final words?
This was great. I mean, it's great that we didn't have any of the same answers.
That's kind of interesting. Yeah, that we didn't have any of the same answers.
Yeah, we covered a lot here.
Yeah. Cool. We'll wrap this one up then, and we'll talk next time. See you, Mandy.
Sounds good. Thanks, John.
If you have topic suggestions or questions, please contact us at info@rockschoolproprietor.com. We'd love to hear from you and hear suggestions for future shows. We've put together some free resources for teachers and studio owners over at rockschoolproprietor.com and a private Facebook group called The Modern Music School. Please join us over there. On social, I'm at rock.school.proprietor on Instagram and John Kozicki on both LinkedIn and Blue Sky. Your ratings and reviews on Apple Podcasts and Spotify are always appreciated. And if you enjoyed the show and gain insight from our conversation, then we count that as a win. All we ask in return is that you pay it forward, and please share the show with someone you think needs to hear it.